Don't look at that yet.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's go. Cheers.
Hey, cheers, man. Thirsty Thursday, man. It's good.
It is it Thursday? It is Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Dude, this time of year, I never remember what day of the week it is.
Probably should have saved that. I just threw a piece of sausage in my mouth.
Welcome back to Okayest Cook. We are on location. I am up here in the great state of Michigan, hanging out with a buddy Eric, college buddy. Shout out to Eric.
Hey, Eric, man. That's awesome.
And I'm sitting down at Eric's workbench with Mr. Nick Otto. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
The Huntervore.
Huntervore, yes.
He's got a show as well that I'm sure you've all seen. We're all in the same industry thought process. So, Mr. Nick, yeah, you run a show. It just so happened that I was going to be hanging out up here with Eric, and I knew you were a Michigan dude.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, how far away are you?
Really, it got me very excited because,
Yes.
I don't in this industry. Cooking is very intimate. You're sharing food with others. There's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and love, and being together with it. And I find that even like in our circle right now of being podcasters, the easy way is not going face to face.
100%.
So getting an invite to say, "Hey, I'm gonna be up." There's the potential. Like I'm kind of kicking myself. I was like, "Man, do I take a sick day?" And mental sick day, mental health sick day. And I come and cut deer and hang out with you guys. I did the good thing. I went to work. I did what I needed to do. But again, to come and just commune, to have fellowship, and to be able to hang out with people.
Yes.
I mean, thank you so much for the invite.
Absolutely,
This is
yeah.
awesome. Because yes, being face to face and getting a chance to talk with people about what we love, about what we strive for, like this is just awesome. So yeah, I'm living cloud nine right now.
Awesome. Sick. Yeah. Super fun. Yeah. So spoiler. Yeah. Nick mentioned we are cutting up deer. So yeah, we're up here. It's late doe season and Mr. Eric got a couple does and we're just processing up here, potentially making some sausage. We'll see how late it is when we're done recording. But yeah, we're just having a good time. Yeah. Making meals and hanging out, and we'll talk about that later on because I've got a few questions.
Absolutely.
Recently we did an episode on, breaking down some quarters, and we're just going to take that to the next level. You got your meat. Now what? We'll dive into that later. Let's talk about some notable meals. And I've got my notable meal sitting right here.
Oh my goodness.
So if you want to go first
with the notable meal.
Yeah. Do you have any meals like that you've eaten recently that have really stood out to you? Anything cool you've seen online that you want to try really bad?
Gotcha. Can I do one
it could be
that
something you made? It could be something you went to a restaurant. Whatever.
So I found this guy online, and I'm actually struggling to remember. It was on YouTube. If you look up Chef John from foodeats.com. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Big guy on the YouTube scene. He makes it's called a paposo. And it's Sicilian style short ribs, but it's done in wine, and it's done with an insane amount of black pepper. In fact, you crush up some black pepper. You got to use either you got mortar and pestle, or you can use your pan on a cutting board and be able to grind up.
Okay.
So you want coarse ground, but then at the same time, the same recipe calls for putting whole peppercorns into the braised liquid. And that's the whole idea is you take these short ribs, you cook them until they're literally falling apart. And then it goes on to polenta, it goes on to mashed potatoes, it goes on to whatever you want. Essentially, it's a Sicilian version of ossobuco. A lot of us have all heard that same style, but it's that. So I've just translated that into my deer shanks. And the reason I bring that up is that has been my go-to winter solstice meal. Like we get to the coldest, I would say coldest, here we are in a heat wave, it seems, but that
40 degree heat wave.
But being able to, in that coldest, darkest evening, to have some of the richest, warmest, spiciest meals that are there. Yes. I know some people like to Christmas, and New Year's, you like to go out with like the crab legs and the citrus and the stuff like that. But this is just, it's rustic, it's homey, it's spicy. It's not like, it doesn't burn your tongue. It makes your nose run. It makes your eyes just glisten up. And it's like that when you're going through that dark period where I'm sure a lot of us deal with that seasonal depression. I know it's one of those, if I don't see the sun or I don't see the sky for a while, it's just cloud cover. Man, is that rough.
Just warms you up.
Having something warmed up. So that's my notable meal is right here during the solstice, poposo, basically wine and black pepper and a load of garlic. That's what goes into it.
Yes. Dude, that sounds incredible. Like, I'm going to try that. 100%, polenta and grits. Like, I'm speaking my language, so love it. Well, my notable meal is actually something that I have truly never had, but just crazy excited. A guest we had on the show a few episodes ago, Cena C.
Oh, my goodness.
Is like a wild Alaskan fish company, and they have some of the most beautiful salmon I've ever had. But they just came out with this tinned salmon.
No way.
So we're going to crack this open and give it a try. I've also got one here from Fishwife, and a big national company, I believe. Okay. But one of my favorite local bread places, Amelia's, sells stuff like this.
Gotcha.
So I've got local bread from Amelia's, another former guest, favorite bread place in town. So I've got their baguette that I toasted in the oven, and the goal here is just to put it on a cracker.
Awesome.
Again, I have truly never had tinned fish. So, tinned fish review guy, love your content. You've inspired this notable meal.
Yeah. So now did you have to order this online?
Yeah.
So it's online that
Ordered
you get
from their site. Yep.
From their site. Beautiful. Look at that color.
Dude. So
that's coming out of a tin.
Is this coho or is this the
sockeye?
Sockeye. Yes. Just beautiful smoked salmon.
Oh my goodness. I mean, there's oil there, but it's not like we're not looking in the tin. It's not soaked. It's not completely saturated. Yeah. Like all I'm tasting or smelling is the smoke.
It might say somewhere exactly what's going on inside of there, but
oh my goodness.
I mean, it's salmon. It's just legit salmon. So we will report back later. Brown sugar, garlic, black pepper. Contains salmon. So it might just be.
I love that ingredient list
from the salmon. Yeah.
Bam. Yes. Right there.
Well, shoot, let's dive in here. See what's going on. So yeah, like I said, first ever experience with tinned fish. But again, I love Cena Seed, what they're doing fish wise.
Yeah. I think it's funny too, like the tinned fish is getting a real big comeback, along with the charcuterie stuff, which I know we're going to dabble a little bit into talking about that charcuterie, but it's maybe it's a millennial thing. We just grew up with Lunchables. We grew up with cheese and crackers. We grew up with.
I've seen that post.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's now all of a sudden, it makes sense. That we just associate with snacking like that. To give me a lunch, to give me a meal is all about that.
Little dink and sink.
Dink. Oh, really? I saved my piece. I lost a piece of fish.
Wow.
It's all right. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Again, you're telling me this came out of a tin? This is amazing stuff. The flakiness is still there. The integrity of the fish is still there. It's not swampy. It's not mushy. Amazing.
Yep. Amazing texture, amazing flavor. And honestly, the smell is just we've all been to those sketchy fish restaurants. And fishy is not the smell that you would say coming out of this tin. It's just gorgeous salmon. Oh man, Tennessee, you knocked it out of the park.
Home run, dude.
You've been knocking it out of the park with your fresh salmon, but all the tin stuff. And I think what I love most about the tins, the sell by date is November 2028. So that's going to be great for, minimum 3 years.
Absolutely.
And that's just the sell by date. So,
gosh dang, man.
Shoot. I'm a fan. This is good stuff. Okay.
I would say this is also, maybe you resonate with this. Anybody who listens to our podcast, I'm sure you're already like, there they go eating again. Oh, we get this crunch and munch. I'm like, sorry, not sorry.
We're not sorry.
Like every once in a while I'll get a comment on, if I know my earlier ones, we did a lot more of that. We were like, if he would quit eating something. It's like, this is what we're doing though.
Yo. All right. Since we cracked into the one, this segment has already gone on longer than it usually does. I've got some albacore tuna in spicy olive oil from Fishwife. So, yeah, we're just going to crack into number 2 here.
Gotcha. So this is going straight up tuna, albacore.
Yeah, the shop has, Amelia's, they've got like all the Fishwife stuff. So they've got, sardines and all the stuff going on. So I'm going to try to try not to spill this all over Eric's nice table here, but.
Do you think there's also a correlation? I think they've sold more sardines. I would love to see the data from this, just out of a pure curiosity, with pizza ovens being now home appliances, like the Uni and all that, because I've eaten, since my brother-in-law got a pizza oven, I've eaten more sardines in the past 5 years than I have my entire life. Like sardines were not a thing until like the pizza oven came about.
I'll be honest, I still haven't done the sardine on the pizza oven thing.
I mean, the sardine, the anchovy, like it's, I don't know, something about the fermentation of it, the salting of it.
Yeah.
It really just has this, it's the desired funk. I know people don't like that idea of like enjoying funk, but like when you get into odd cheeses, when you get into,
it's a thing for sure.
Yeah. Now, I'm not an olive person. I can't. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
It's like me with livers. Yep.
Yeah, I just can't quite do it. Olive oil, I'm all in. But if I can, like an olive paste, like I'll still, like it just can't go. I need to be a big boy and do more of it. But
all right, this is going to drip everywhere, so be careful.
This is the drippy one. Okay, nope, not on the
spicy. We won't dink and sink on this guy, but yeah, spicy albacore and spicy olive oil.
Move over, Bumblebee. This is where it's at.
All right, so y'all know I love my spices. I'm sorry, Fishwife, but calling this spicy, no, this is not spicy. My wife might call this spicy, but this is not spicy. I do see some pepper flakes in the oil, though, so
I bet you maybe it hasn't.
Maybe I need to stir it up more.
Yeah, but you would think though that oil is going to percolate through that. It should have.
It should have by now.
It should have. 2 Midwesterners, 2 ranch eaters here, are saying it's not spicy. That might be something they need to come back to.
Very good. I prefer the salmon.
Well, yep, I'm with you on that. The salmon really does a dang good job. I was jokingly saying like move over, Bumblebee, but like. My mom and I have a shared affinity with tuna because we do like to the tuna fish. Add the little bit of mayo, mustard, pickle. Throw that, either eat it with potato chips or eat it with 2 pieces of bread, toasted pieces of bread. That's like one of the things that like my mom and I really have together. The rest of the house, my brother and my dad, they would run for the hills. They hated the stuff. But like
that's funny.
Again, like this. To mix that with even add a little more spice into that.
Yes.
And then to have that with either a tortilla chip, have that on, just 2 pieces of bread. Like that is a step up. Like,
yes,
I know we were just picking on the spiciness of it, but like, dang, that's some good tuna.
It does linger. So there's a lingering spice. Yeah, that I'm picking up now, which is nice. It is a beautiful can of tuna. So like, don't get me wrong. Like if you compare this to any other canned tuna that you find at your grocery store, like this is going to knock that out of the park. It's unfair that we tried the salmon before this though, because I'm salmon guy,
right?
So yeah, the stuff, the salmon from Sea to Sea, top tier. Like it wins this battle.
I haven't done a lot of research, or like maybe just like I know enough that there's like the fillet side of the fish, there's like the tail end of the fish, and then there's the belly. In my vast knowledge of hearing about canneries from the Deadliest Catch, that's like where I get most of my knowledge from the Bering Sea. They would have small segments where they were talking about these canneries, And, again, taking off the fillets, they're going to get the prime meat. They're going to try and upsell as much as they can.
For sure, yeah.
Maybe in those store-bought brands, the mega ones, are we just getting tuna belly?
Oh, I'm sure we're
versus
bottom tier. For
like
sure.
here, we're finally getting like the creme de la creme, but now we're getting filet in the tin. So I think it
could be,
like you were
sure.
saying, like that comparison's hard, but at the same time, like the product that you're getting out of this, like this is something I would definitely hands down.
Yes,
I'm going for this.
Yeah, and I could be wrong, but this definitely looks more like whole muscle versus like the chunked stuff that you get in the grocery store. So 100%. Yeah, this looks more like what I feel like tuna should look like. And again, the salmon. I mean, the salmon's got skin on it in the tin, so like, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Edible skin too. I just sucked it all down. I didn't pick anything off.
So good. All right, yeah, we spent too long munching. We're still going to be snacking through the rest of the episode, so apologies. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, I'm going to buy more canned fish. Like these were gorgeous. Like I love this. Yeah, for just a quick, easy lunch, fish cracker. Yeah, good to go. Buy some. It's good. So we are breaking down deer, and I mentioned earlier we did the episode on tearing down some quarters.
Yeah,
so we did a hind quarter, a front quarter. It was funny, the comment you made about that episode. You can bring that up later on.
No, it was
what
all
I
in
said?
good fun. I love, like, anytime that somebody's doing something as far as breaking down their own deer, like, dude, hats off to you. You're doing something that's outside the realm.
Remind me of the terminology that I said.
You said, let's talk about, I was breaking down the rear hind leg.
Rear hind quarter.
And I was just like, I am so excited for the front hind leg. Like, what are we getting into? So that was the term that you spit out. So no, I was just, I thought that was so funny.
Yes. So my thought process for this episode, we broke those down. I kind of mentioned what I like to do. Like, here's your steaks, here's your roasts, generalized. Mm-hmm. Often I'm finding myself getting stuck in what I call the kitchen rut. And it is not the fun rut, like what we just had in whitetail season, but it's just like I'm stuck in this continuous cycle of, I don't want to say mediocrity, but it's just, I have some meals that are fast and easy and bulletproof.
And you put them on a rotation.
I love them. Yeah. And when I get home from work, I find myself just, these are like these 3 or 5 meals. That's what I go to. And that's what I do the most of. And, my wife recently, put in her resignation. So she's a stay-at-home mom. I'm working more, because of that. And
she resigned from the stay-at-home, or she resigned from?
No,
I would say she's like, screw you. I'm now going to get a job.
No. Yeah, she had a day job. But yeah, recently I stopped the day job.
And now stay at home
with the kids. Yeah. And
congratulations to her, by the way. That's a big jump.
Oh, it's huge. It's massive. And she doesn't love it. So thank you for dealing with our children. But yeah, I just, again, just my energies are all going elsewhere, and not to the kitchen anymore, which is kind of sad, but, it's coming. Yeah. We'll figure it out soon. Mm-hmm. But again, because of that, like I'm finding myself getting stuck in this rut, and I just don't have the brain cells, the brain power for like kitchen creativity. And I know I've got a million cookbooks. I know the internet's got a million things.
Right.
But it's still hard to break out of that rut that I've dove myself into.
Yes.
So I did my own little bit of digging, and I just want to pick your brain about like what else can we do? Like what are some of your go-to killer meals that you love to do, just to break out of this cycle? Like how do you rejuvenate, your kitchen?
Yeah, kitchen funk,
prowess.
Kitchen stink.
Yes.
Because we're very much in the same boat. Well, my wife and I both work. We got 3 kids at home. They're growing boys. Like, shoot, burgers and tacos and spaghetti, dude.
That's basically
rinse, repeat, boom, 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 boom. But
it's getting steak and eggs.
Yeah, it gets to a point too that there's some nights where they'll pick, and then there's other nights where it's 2 pounds to feed them, because they're like, can I have another taco? Hey, are you going to finish your burger? Like, I'm in mid-bite, and they're already, like, eyeing it. Like, I'll just make a couple more, bud. Like, hold off. So, but that routine is, it's nice. It's comforting, but like you said, you can get into a rut. And getting my boys to try new things is extremely tough. It's
Yeah, we're getting to that age too. In my house for
they
sure.
know what they want, they know what they like, and to bust out of that, it's going to have to come down to, I mean, yeah, like you just were saying, like time, something that inspires you. You're going to have to be creative, and you're like, I don't have those brain cells. I don't have that capacity to be creative. Simplest thing that you could do is do what you are doing. So you've got spaghetti night. Do not just put the ground into the pan along with the sauce and just have a meat sauce. Make it into a meatball. Totally change the technique of it. Don't change the dinner. You've got the dinner down. You know what? I'm going to make a meatball tonight. And like you just said, quick reference. Like I'm at work, you're at lunch, and you got 10 minutes. Oh, I got a recipe right here.
Yeah.
Biggest thing I heard, I actually tossed to Chris Abigail. She's down in Texas. She's a wild game butcher down there. And like I was talking to her a little bit about curry because I was excited about doing curries, but I was like, I'm hesitant about this and I'm nervous about this. And she said, listen, don't make your own like curry seasoning. Go get the store-bought. Like get yourself comfortable with it, then do that. Be okay with taking shortcuts to help yourself out.
I like that.
So you get to a point where you're making a meatball, like don't go get veal and all these other bits to like make like the award-winning meatball, but take the Venny that you got that, okay, now I'm just going to add some breadcrumb, I don't even have breadcrumb, saltines. I got saltines. Crack those all up into a powder, have an egg in there, dab of milk, put those together, get a seasoning that you like, the same seasoning that was going to go into your sauce, put that right into the meatball.
Yeah.
Sear that up on all sides, then put some sauce on it, throw them in the oven, finish them in the cast iron. When you serve that up, it's almost like it's a brand new meal. Like, now we have meatballs tonight. It's the same recipe, but now you're presenting it different. It gets you excited because you're doing a new technique. It gets the kids to eat. It's the same thing. I just put it as a ball. And then when they say like, oh, I don't like it, like, okay, now you got to make a choice. You got to step up to be, because it's like, it's the same thing. You can do this. But that's a simple idea of just changing the technique that excites you, that can elevate you out of that rut.
Yeah.
You get into burgers, like if you're doing the same patty, you make your patty, you put the dent in it, and you're putting on the cast iron. Try the smash burger. Everybody's got a Blackstone. Everybody's going to switch to or if you only do smash burgers, try like a Juicy Lucy. Instead of putting the cheese on top, make your two patties, put the cheese in the middle, and then stack it. So it's changing little things as opposed to rewriting.
Yeah.
After you make a couple Juicy Lucy's, you're like, maybe I want to step back into that meatloaf idea of it. Like, again, something super simple, but now it's led you out of that funk. Well, it brings back that excitement.
I'm glad you brought that up, because my initial thought when I was planning this episode and like a little bit of research was to just like, let's go like all in and just like change everything. But I love that hot tip of just tweak a little bit here and there. The meat sauce make meatballs.
Yep.
There's a boatload of stuff you can do. Just like change your technique a little bit. Same recipe, different technique.
Yep.
You're golden.
Tacos. Okay, taco night. Instead of ground, use yourself a pice of skirt steak. Shoot, we were just talking about how are we going to use some of these different cuts.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going with a shredded, or change it up from a ground. So, but then at the same time, and I'm going through a little bit of this in my own personal life, so I'm trying to slim myself down. We were just talking about earlier, I was laughing because we were sitting next to Husky over here. That was the pants that I used to wear as a kid, is the Husky sizing. So I've tried intermittent fasting, and it's gotten to a point too that I'm not diving all in. Like, hey, I'm just not eating for 24 hours. Like that's an instant, like, hey, I made it for 24 hours. Now I'm going to go shove my face full of food on the opposite end of it. But I'm taking these small incremental wins. Yeah. So doing like, okay, I'm going to get on the 16 and 8, and I'm just going to see where my weight leads from there. And I feel better about myself. I actually physically feel better. Nice. And it was one little step. I applied that to my my tacos, or I apply that same idea to my meatballs. Now the kids are like, "Oh, spaghetti! Like you can do the meatballs again?" So they're asking about it. And the reason I brought that up first, because I know you did really want to, and we still are. We're going to dive into some of this deeper stuff, but getting out of that rut, if you jump from doing something that is mundane, you're doing something that's a routine, and then you jump off this cliff of I'm going to learn a whole new whole new cuisine.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to want to do that? You're going to be exhausted by the end of it.
I
see that. May or may not even really enjoy it because you are like, oh, and now I got enough dishes here. I had to get a new piece of equipment. I don't know how to wash this. And so it's another thing that if we do things a little bit at a time, we take Chris's
baby steps.
Yeah, when she's ringing in my head right now of like, make a couple of those changes, and then it makes the next steps forward. You've already made a meatball. Well, now we can step forward, and now we're not doing spaghetti. We're going to do linguine, or we're going to try something completely different as far as a pasta shape, and then that leads you to. I mean, that starts that progression to the next. I don't want to say snowball because I feel like snowballs are going downhill. Like I feel like we're getting momentum. We're going
Flavortown's down the hill. So.
Flavortown's down the hill.
Snowballing's okay.
I like it. Flavortown is downhill.
Yes. Well, let's take this to the other side of the coin. Let's go to that's my personality. Like let's dive in head first. Let's just go all in. I talking to a few different friends, and I just did a quick little search. Flip through the cookbooks, like what sounds cool to me, because I'm not a planner, and I think a lot of this kitchen rut could be fixed if I could just plan ahead. So let's thaw out some meat. Let's get it ready for XYZ down the road. But my job is so like chaotic. Like I don't really have set hours. Like I could be here today and there tomorrow, and like who knows when I'm going to be home. Absolutely. So like if I thaw out some meat, like I might get to it tomorrow, but it also might be a week.
Yes.
So I feel like the planning ahead for me is really challenging. But I need if I can figure that out, I think all of this would go a lot smoother. But I've kind of got like some categories from a little bit of research I did, and then just other friends I've talked to. Like, hey, like what's some of your go-to meals that are kind of outside of the norm? And I kind of broke it down into like I've got a general list. I've got some soups and stews. Excuse me. I've got a deli meat category. I call it steak adjacent because like steak on a plate, like everyone loves that.
Oh yeah,
right. Most people like that, and that's what I default to 9 out of 10 times. Like I got this hunk of meat, throw it on the smoker, sear it up. Yeah, it's good. So steak adjacent is similar to that, but not quite. And then I got my ground stuff. So anything I can just use with my ground meat. And we can start anywhere. Top of my list is general, which probably should be at the bottom because it's all the stuff that we didn't think about. So let's skip that for now.
Okay. Let's start with putting general on the bottom. I like this.
And we'll also skip soups and stews for now.
Oh, that'll be, I would say that's the teaser right there. Throw soups and stews. If you enjoy what you're hearing right now, stay tuned because on the flip side, Huntivore is going to be holding on to soup and stews.
Part 2. Tune into part 2.
There's your Easter egg. You got to tune in if you like soups and stews.
Yeah. Soups and stews in general. Yeah, we can save that for part 2. Yeah, we'll see where it leads.
I like it. Look at it. We're planning on the fly.
We're planning. Look at us. So deli meats. I guess let's start there. I've dabbled in the deli meats, and it stops at pastrami. It starts and stops at pastrami. I've done pastrami.
Gotcha.
But I love the pastrami. Like it's dynamite. I love it.
And that's, I mean, you can even go, so pastrami, you're getting your cured side. When you get into that, like pastrami, it's absolutely golden. I want to throw like a roast beef in there as well. Yeah. I was in the store. I didn't get anything from the deli counter. We don't really get roast beef from the store. We try a couple other different things. Being that my family owns a turkey farm, the turkey meat there, the deli meat that we make there, that's usually our sandwiches. So it's rarely that I ever have a roast beef sandwich. I've recently gotten into making roast veni sandwiches, mainly because of the sticker shock that I saw. Boar's Head roast beef was $15 a pound. Jeez. And when I make a sandwich, I need to chew on it. I want a nice tall sandwich if I'm going to make something, especially if
you get a $7 sandwich right there.
Absolutely. Like, shoot. I don't know what everybody else is going to eat, but that's what I'm going to have. And just the money invested into delis. Like, if you're picking that up, I know if you go at, like, our local Meijer over here does a deal where you can get, like, the already pre-sliced stuff up. You can get a deal on it at 8 o'clock at night or whenever, when they're finally closing it down. But at the same time, like, you can't always rely on that, but to, like, shell out that kind of cash for something that, again, has potential, that's sitting in your freezer. Yeah. If you're a domestic meat eater, I know you have a beef roast just sitting in there, literally getting it medium rare on the inside of that sucker, giving it a good crust on the outside, slice that thin. If you've got a slicer, great. If not, work on your slicing skills with your knife. Like, this is a great time to practice.
No, get a slicer.
Just get one. But at the same time, like, boom, that is meat you already had. That is a skill that you're developing. Yeah. You're getting out of your funk, because now you went, instead of just making a roast beef, now you're making Sammys for it.
Yeah. You're going to start, not just dinner.
No.
You're doing lunch.
You're thinking au jus. Now you're going to step into the consomme world. Like, again, those little steps.
Yeah.
But I also love how you said
snowballing.
The pastrami, that is a great way to get into using cure, getting a chance to then play with flavors there. People love and hate. It's very polarizing using cure. Some people are going to say, hey, go with the celery carrot alternative. They've got one that's made that way. But at the same time, it's like, that? I haven't dabbled a lot with that. Right. I have friends that have okay results with it. I've
only done like the Instacure and
Instacure 1 and Instacure 2 or whichever one you're using. Each of them, you got to check that. You got to check out your labels and stuff, and percentages. Make sure you're playing with your percentages. Yes. It ain't going to kill you the first time, but if you keep on eating the stuff,
you don't eat it every single day.
Yeah. Right. But that's a great way to get a chance to work with measurements, to get to work with percentages, to where you make one and you like it, and then pretty soon it becomes a batch deal. Yeah. So my bottom rounds get almost a certain pass to pastrami. I just the grain of it works out super well. I really like that texture. It's got a little more chewy.
Which one is that?
No, that would be the outside round.
Eric's working on them right now. I need to see the bottom round. I'll look at a chart later.
I was going to say, referring back to your recent episode, I believe you were calling it the outside round. It is it's the one that
it's the big flat steak looking thing.
The flat one. Or our friends across the pond will call it silver sides, because it's got the really thick silver skin on the sides.
Yeah.
That piece works out dynamite for pastrami, for cure. I mean, you can stake it out, but man, those all...
I think that's one that I flag for jerky most of the time.
For sure. That grain works out
pastrami,
good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big chew... Like, I like that little bit of a chew to it, and so I like jerky would work out awesome for that.
Yeah, 100% pastrami, yeah. If you haven't done pastrami, you got it. And my pastrami recipe kind of started with meat eaters. Mm-hmm. So in their cookbook, they have got an awesome recipe, and I've kind of spiced it up a little bit since then. So phenomenal. Yeah, definitely top of my list is a pastrami. But I would love to get more into like the different types of cured meats. And if I'm not mistaken, you've dabbled a little bit, right, with like more salamis, kind of aging, like
so
the mold aging type.
Yes,
type meats.
Shameless plug. I'm going to actually plug one of the folks that have made Huntivore possible, and that's Umai Dry.
Yeah.
It's essentially a gateway for folks that don't have a ton of specialized equipment. Like the whole aging, the whole curing, the whole fermenting side of meat it's an art form.
It is.
You go
scary art form.
That absolute scary art form. But at the same time, that art form, you go into an Italian deli, and you see the sausages, you see the links, you see the logs hanging, and they're in open air, and it's because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Umai Dry has essentially made a membrane that you can you can pump meat into, just like with linked sausage, you put them into these links, you can seal up the ends. It provides it's a membrane that allows air to flow back and forth, but does not allow bacteria to flow back and forth. So you can get the drying effect of your meat while sealing it and using a residential refrigerator. Okay. You don't have to have any sort of specialized equipment.
Nice.
When I first played around with it, I have a garage fridge. It's for deer and beer only. Yes. And if you get a deer, then you got to move the beer and drink warm beer until the deer is gone. But I used it in that, and I happened to do it over winter break, kind of like what we're coming up to now. And what I learned is that a residential refrigerator that's supposed to be in your house does not work as well in the wintertime in your garage. Yes. Because
I'm battling that too.
You got to heat your garage, but it's like the same. The compressor doesn't turn on, so there's not the moisture. So my drying took absolutely forever. It was an eternity. It turned
maybe
out
it's a summertime project.
It's a summertime project, or it's something to do inside of your. You got to have a conversation with your significant other that, hey, I'm going to be putting a lot of logs of meat in our refrigerator.
This thing just hang in the back for a little bit.
But through them, just getting an idea. Again, I wasn't remaking the wheel. Yeah. I was using their spice blend. I was using their bacteria spore, and it opened that up to, again, a ton of possibilities.
Yeah, that's cool.
I shared so much of that salami. I shared so much. The Sujuk was the one that I really liked, and it started out. It's a Middle Eastern flavor of sausage.
Okay.
Cured sausage again, but I used the bacterium that you get. It was in a bag, and you use it very much like you would cure. You actually use a little bit of warm water. You get it to basically bloom inside the water. You pour that into the meat. You mix the meat up either by hand. I used a mixer just because it was quicker and easier at that time. I was trying to keep my hands out, not for contamination, but for temperature. I wanted to make sure that it was staying as cold as possible. Because then at that point, once you get into your casings, the bacteria is going to take over. That's going to do the job of basically making it inhospitable for bad bacteria to grow. And then at the same time, that's where you're going to get your texture. That's where you're going to get your flavor enhancement. That's where all the fun stuff happens.
Yeah.
So they said, like, hey, take it, and now you got to put it in put it in a basically non-interrupted space. They suggested your off oven. You could turn the light on for just a little bit of warmth, but you need to let this continue to bloom. And it needed to work its way all through the meat. So I put the meat in, and normal ground meat has a red hue to it, especially when you've worked it for a little bit. It's been oxygenated. It's in there. You put it in your casings, and so it's got this little pinkish. I put it in there, closed it up, went to bed. You're supposed to leave it for 72 hours, which I'm like, dang, 3 days?
That's a lot.
So I come back, and I open that thing up, and it is cherry red.
Okay.
And that is what you're looking for. So you're looking for these drastic changes. Looking at those instructions will definitely help out whoever's going to be using this. But these step-by-steps and these things that you're like, oh, man, how's this going to come out? And then you get to your drying process, and if you're not a person that's into delayed gratification, I would say don't even go with this, because all you have to do is I made a journal of it, and I literally each day was checking the amount of moisture loss.
Yeah.
And it took me forever. The second time that I did it, I used my indoor refrigerator. Went much smoother, went much quicker. But to then have that Sujuk sausage, and I made them into a smaller diameter, a little bit bigger than our snack sticks that are in front of us here. And it started out with like this sweet nutmeg.
Size of a dime.
Yeah.
Like that.
And finished out with spice heat. Something that we were hoping from the tuna. From the tuna. But you would be like, oh my goodness, you needed to have a drink. And so to like slice that up, I served it at, what was my first? I think it was just a New Year's Eve party, I think. I don't know. We had a gathering of people, and I put it out there just like as a, hey, let's see if this hits. and I came back with a clean plate because people just kept eating and eating. And then again, everybody was just socially loosened up because it forced you to like, oh, I need a drink after this. So that win alone made me like, oh, this is something I want to keep doing.
Dude, I'm going to buy some of that. It sounds incredible.
It is. And shoot, umaidry.com, I think it is. Anyway, if you check any of my stuff.
Link it below.
Yep. They do an incredible job of doing. They ship it right to your house. It's a great way to get started. Get on YouTube and also check out, there's a couple other, salami guys that are doing this. It's definitely an art form in itself.
Yeah.
I think of it as kind of like almost a season. There's a season that I would do it because it takes so much effort on the front end of it.
Sure. Sausage
Making in general is very labor intensive, but at the same time, like the satisfaction of that, and then being able to like, ooh, is this a salami event? Do I grace the people that I'm going to go see with this?
Yes.
And then at the same time, like when you do get people that are all about it, like, oh, it's something you made and it's something that gets you excited. It's outside the realm of what we've done with our wild game. It's not just smoked. Yeah. It's not just fried up. It is completely some sort of art form that you've created.
When I feel like it's close enough to summer sausage, which to me is another stuck in a rut kind of thing. Like every time I get a deer, I'm making some summer sausage, like because we just love it that much.
Yes,
but take it a step higher. Yeah, do some like cured meats. The pastramis, but some salamis, pepperonis, so much. I would love to make all of it.
I was like, we were just talking earlier about the the anchovies on the pizza ovens. Like I'm thinking like how much more pepperoni seasonings have been sold because now we're going to be talking about making pepperoni. Like, is somebody going to legit make venison pepperoni?
You bet.
Even wild boar pepperoni, and then get that on your pizza?
Okay. Let's talk. Chris, at the next Froman event, we're gonna be doing some stuff. Yes. So let's put a pin in deli meats. Write in. Tell us if you've got some cool like deli options. I think that'd be cool. Tell us what you've been doing. Let's talk steak adjacent. And what I'm thinking here is when I break down a deer, I like to keep it whole muscles, just chuck it in the freezer. And again, most of the time when I pull it out, either it's going in a crock pot with potatoes and onions or it's going on my smoker and I'm just going to cook it like a steak. So how can I take that whole muscle and just do something different? I put kebabs down because I love kebabs, but I just don't do them that much. And I think that would be a great intro into doing something different, like you mentioned earlier.
Right.
Instead of staking it, just, let's do some kebabs.
I find the kebabs, too, is, again, it comes around. I feel like if you're going to go steak adjacent, when I'm thinking into kebabs, I'm always thinking of, again, it's a gathering, it's a barbecue.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people around. So, like, the unsung hero is that middle ground, and I think I was talking about this on a podcast that I just made, rambling, but I found that diced venison or diced boar or diced beef, this element between the world of ground and whole muscle offers a lot for us to play with. A lot of finger food, a lot of chances for variety. So if we're talking kebabs, I'm not basically taking that piece of meat and grinding it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut again, basically make sections of cut against the grain, cuts with the grain, end up with some cubes here. A lot more surface area opened up for marinade because they're not big. They're like bite-sized. Adding a marinade into those, throwing those on a stick, have 2 or 3 marinades. Have some variety. Have a few other veggies up here so people can make their own. And eventually, there's your whole like night. Hey, come in. Make up 2 or 3 kebabs. One can go all meat. Some guy's going to put onions on his. They're going to do the cherry tomatoes. But it's one of those things like we all know what a kebab is. We all know. We can basically say it for you. But why hasn't it made it back into our everyday? Well, it's a little labor intensive as far as you got to make your cuts, you got to make your marinades. Yeah. But at the same time,
it doesn't have to be that complicated as well. Yeah.
But at the same time, take a Saturday night or take a Sunday night, after we're done watching our Lions womp on those Packers, woo! Although I can't say a whole lot right now because we're not sitting pretty with Pack right now. They're whooping us. But after that first game, you know what? Maybe I'm getting the charcoal, getting outside, and the boys are putting something together. Granted, it's going to be super basic for the boys, but if you've got a bunch of people around hanging out, that's an awesome time to be able to use that kebab.
Yes.
The same thing with the dice that I was thinking is I'm thinking over more home world, or, back to the old world, I should say, back to Europe. Hand pies are very popular in Scotland, in Ireland, and actually when I had a discussion with Jess Pryles, she's from Australia, and she talks about how that's their big fare down there. Like burgers aren't as big, but it's hand pies.
Love
and using
some hand pies.
Yeah, using a warm dough where they actually melt the butter. It's not like a pie pastry where you're trying to fold it in, but you actually use a hot pastry, and it stands up better. It's firmer. I've heard of people doing then a puff pastry on top.
That's what I do, yeah.
Yeah, the real thin stuff. But to have like a hand pie, essentially a pot pie that you can take to work, or my thing that I wanted to do is if we did a whole day on the ice. I was really hoping there would be a lot more ice for ice fishing, but to make up a whole batch of these hand pies and heat them up in front of the space heater that we have. I mean, they're already pre-cooked on the outside. The pastry's done, the meat's already done on the inside. But literally just to add heat into those things, because now I've got a glove on, or I've got the fingerless where I've literally my fingertips is all I have, and to hold that ham pie, to even go even more traditional and do pasties from the Upper Peninsula, to just even do hand pies where I'm folding it in half, having basically my half moon there. Yeah. I could stick with all the same traditional stuff in there, but it's that's been, I know people have considered that to be tired, but at the same time, how many of us have made pasties this past year? How many of us have made pasties the previous year? I know it's
been a long time since I've done it.
I haven't. Yeah, it's been a long time for me. So to incorporate more of the diced, being a steak adjacent, I'm taking my bottom round instead of doing just pastrami, because that's what I do every year. Hey, now we're going to dice it up. We're going to make these hand pies.
Yes.
Did I invent it? No. There's a million different recipes out there. Is there probably some shortcuts I could take? Yeah. Pie pastry would be an easy way that I don't have to make anything. I just use it. But now I have, again, the snowball effect as I'm going along here. I've got something that makes me excited, something that I want to share with people. It's not something I'm like, oh yeah, we had tacos, or we had stew the other day. No. Hey, I brought stew in a pie.
Yes.
And then be able to serve that up. So that's where...
And honestly, from an Indiana guy, if I offer someone a pasty, most of my people will be like, what is this?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. So, a chance to educate is super cool. I love that. To be honest, I can't remember what I put in mine last time I made it, but the recipe is on Outdoor Edge's Wild Game Wednesday page. So go check it out there if you want to see what I did. I want to say I used a roast, like some kind of a shredded leftover in mine. But
even not even going with the diced, but even getting to the point now where you've already, it's already cooked through.
Yeah.
A stew that's not going to make it into somebody's lunchbox. Shoot, just put that in some pastry. Pie. Yeah.
Let's go.
I do appreciate, as long as you were giving tips as well, I have an affinity between venison and parsnips. I think that is an unsung pairing. Everybody's like, what? A boring white carrot. Oh,
no, good Irish stew.
Yeah, man. When you get those things cooked all the way through, not so they're soft, just a little bit of toothiness to them. Crunch. Yeah. Man, they're sweeter than what you think. I think they're sweeter than carrots. So parsnips and veni.
100%.
That's where it's at.
Yes. The next thing on my list is going viral right now. I'm sure you've seen it. I don't know what it's called, but I put Euro in quotes, and it's basically like you take a sheet pan, the parchment paper.
Yeah.
You put your ground meat real thin. Have you seen this?
I have seen this.
You put another piece of parchment, you just squish it real flat, you cook it, and then you roll it up, you cook it. Watch the videos. You've seen them on there. But I want to try that.
Yeah.
I love, and I know this is not how you make gyro meat, but the finished product, just the flat strips of meat, looks like what you put on a gyro. So that's why I call it air quotes gyro.
I've seen like, again, I think it's the kebab where they've got it's with the ground and the same thing, and they literally like grab a ball of it and put it around the skewer.
Yeah.
And so I've seen them like do that, and then from there slice it off there.
Yeah.
Only once have I seen them where they put the piece of parchment down and then basically just push that out, almost like, again, we were just talking about pastry dough, pushing it as dough all the way out. That surface area, like, again, shoot, man, hit that with a little bit of oil and throw that into a broiler and just like sizzle one side of that thing to get a crunch. Somehow either flip it over or if like just let that one side get hard cooked and the other one just kind of be soft done on that point. Oh, dude.
Well, the ones I've seen, like you roll it up in the parchment. So basically it's more of like a steamed product.
Okay.
And then, you would unroll it and then dice it up.
Gotcha.
Like strip it up.
But it's still
into
ribbons.
things. So, it still comes out in ribbons.
Oh my goodness.
It just looks gorgeous. And I don't really know where this recipe comes from, like what part of the world. But it's in my mind, it's very similar to like how you would present a gyro. So I think like that gyro flavor would be top tier. I don't know what goes into a gyro, but
isn't that like
tzatziki
Greece?
sauce on top?
Yeah,
it's a Greek thing.
And it's a Greek thing, like in that
gyro.
whole Mediterranean zone.
Yes.
Isn't that so funny? To we're mixing like longitudinally, no, latitude. Anyway, the one that goes horizontal. Like we almost line up with the Mediterranean, but we definitely don't get the heat that they do. But like a critter literally on whatever the longitude halfway around the world mixes so well with a dish that's on the opposite side of the world.
I can't imagine why not. I mean, I want to say it's lamb. It's lamb, right? They do gyros with.
Eric's giving us a head nod over there. Eric's been here. He's looking at him working.
Eric's
working on his
guy,
own
so he
dough.
knows.
Oh, that's right.
Stuff,
he is. Yeah, you are his sheep guy.
Sheep guy, so he knows the stuff. So
bad dude.
And Eric and I were talking earlier. Like it's very similar to venison, so it's a very lean meat. Flavors obviously very different, but we both think it could transfer very easily.
And shoot, in this application of a gyro, absolutely seamlessly.
Yeah. Well, somebody who's got experience making the proper gyro, and that's just like a stack of meat, I think, and then they cook it in that thing that it's got the heater on the one side and the meat spins. Like
isn't that like
and then they just shave it off on the pita.
Because that's also pastor in Mexico. Again, two completely sides learning the same cooking technique of like stacking meat.
Yeah.
So that's how
lamb,
gyros
pork, spices, pineapple, no pineapple. Yeah, it's just, totally different end product. Yeah, but very, very similar process and technique. Super cool. That's what I want to try. The next thing on my list is something that I have never heard of, but Matt Morris from the Boyer podcast, also on the Okayest podcast network, said he likes to make, and I'm probably saying this way wrong, bulgogi. Have you heard of this?
Ooh. It is familiar to hear the word.
I had to Google it, but it's like a Korean, similar like strands of meat, like little strips of meat. I was hoping you knew what it was because I didn't do a lot of research on the bulgogi. You'll need to write into Matt.
You got a picture of it here?
I just Googled it.
Gotcha.
So if it sounds cool, it sounds awesome. Like I looked at some of the ingredients and whatnot. It's very Korean. Yeah, a lot of pear, soy, brown sugar, sesame. So it looks amazing. But you'll have to write Matt at the Boyer.
Gotcha.
to tell you more about this dish. But 100% it made my list of new cool things that I want to try.
Absolutely. Served up by a better rice, looks like. I'm looking at, you got a soft boiled egg that's sitting there. The Korean thing that I was thinking of, and that's where I thought this was going. It's not called bulgogi, it's called kimbap. Okay. And it's the cook version of sushi. Okay. Korea has really jumped in on that. I think that's traditionally where it's from. So there'll be like a strip of scrambled egg. Then there'll be like a almost like a sriracha. Again, like tons of spice difference or spice sauces that are put in there. Then they'll put in either like a long formed, almost like a hot dog of meat, whether it's in a casing or just the ground that they've stacked in there that they've pre-cooked. And the whole idea is like this is the street food that's already cooked, already hot.
Sounds cool.
You're not using like any raw fish or anything. There's nothing raw about it, but it's literally like a street food that you then dip into whatever you want.
Nice.
Sticky rice is the big thing, seaweed on the outside. So it's that idea of just being able to now use, like, again, finger food is universal. Here we've got our charcuterie here,
Yes.
but if we can take venison and I make it in some sort of link and I just want it not in a hot dog bun, but I want it with, scrambled egg, and I want to add a bunch of Korean sauce to it, and then I want to have a dip it in some yum yum after that. Like
Yum.
that's where we can go with that and really get an Asian inflation.
That
in
sounds
there
gorgeous.
That it's hard to. I don't know. We can do a stir fry. Stir fry again is probably I would put under one of those traditional mainstream everything else. But now you come home.
In there, yeah.
You come home and there's like little like sushi rolls in front of you. You're like, wait a minute, what
Yes.
are we doing here? And that excitement level jumps.
Yes.
Do you have to learn how to make sticky rice? Do you have to learn how to roll sushi? I'm pretty sure your first time, because Adam Berkelman's, he's with the Harvesting Nature guys, he talked about when he was making his kimbap that his first couple just turned into more of a rice bowl because it just would fall apart. A very tasty
It
rice
sounds like
bowl.
my omelets that just turned into fancy scrambled eggs.
Yeah. But at least at that point, there's an attempt. Hey, and you know what? If you attempt, it still tastes amazing.
Yes.
You just have it in another form. Try it again with the next one.
Yes.
And that's the whole idea is we're trying to get out of a rut. We're trying to do new things.
Yes.
We can't hit home runs all the time. Baseball wouldn't be fun that way, so you got to strike out. But at the same time, we take something from it.
Yes. Well, John Wallace, you follow him, Wild Game Cook. He's got an
Yes.
awesome Dove popper sushi recipe that is so good. You have to try it. Confident that would work with anything. Strips
Absolutely.
of venison. Like you can make poppers out of anything. So yeah, 100%.
Dove
anything could go.
poppers just in log form.
So good. But a sushi roll, like look it up. It's so crazy good. So crazy good.
Attaboy, John.
Yes. Well, the last thing, honestly, we're coming up on time. It's gone like fast. The last thing on my steak adjacent list, and we might stop it there and just pick it up on part 2.
Okay.
Tartar and Carpaccio. Do you do a lot of this? Any of this? None of it?
I've done my tenderloin tartar. And I did it when I tried to do like mini date nights with my wife where I would make the boys their mundane whatever. This is when they were super young. So like getting out for a date was not possible.
Yep.
I'd literally make chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, like distastefully, and throw it at them. Sometimes on a plate. Sometimes the one was still in his like high chair, and so it was literally like just like scooping on there.
Slop it on the tray.
He's just gonna shove it all over his face. It's just these cretins that I have. They've made these, so they're over there eating that, and then I would have something for us.
Yes.
And I've done the tartar. It works out well, but it's one of those things that again is preparation. This is going to be hard for you. You got to plan and you got to prep.
Yes. Prep that starts in the field.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You
Do your research. Like you want to do it right. But yeah,
gut shot a deer. That one you're not doing tartar.
if you don't handle it properly, like from the very beginning,
Yep.
yeah, you got issues. So
Yeah. But I did
plan ahead.
I smoked a doe, double lung. It was one of those where I opened up the belly and there was like, there wasn't anything wrong. Suck was still.
Nice.
She dropped right in front of me, so it was like one of those things. Like again, like I'm on her within minutes. It's like this is the best time.
Yes.
So the caul fat got saved, the liver got saved. At that point, I wasn't worried about kidneys. Now I'm excited about trying to save kidneys. Haven't had a chance to do that yet. But anyway, pulled all that out and was able to take those tenderloins. And I took those out the day that I got her, knowing that I wanted to do this tartar.
Yes.
I normally let them hang in there overnight while everything cools, but this one was specifically like, surgery, take these things out, get these in a bag, then get them chilled down. So they got chilled down really well. I think I did an overnight in our freezer on the fridge, but I didn't have them go to a hard freeze, but I really wanted it to be cold. From that, there does have to be a lot of action into, because I went to the full extent of like making my own aioli at this point. Like it was one of those, like I'm going full tilt on it. The Salt Bay guy, what's his restaurant?
I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, he's got the guy that comes around with the cart. You can order a la carte tartar, and they just
make it right in front of you. Yes.
And that's what I was doing for my wife.
Yes.
You know, she's like half watching. Like I'd splash a little bit, and like, you know, definitely unprofessional. My wrist game was definitely off. Like I was trying, like I'm almost sweating, but I'm like, no, don't get it. So I got the little ice bath to get everything in there. Like it was coming together, but capers went into it. Once I got that aioli formed up, capers went into it. Salt's a big player into that as well, because again, that's going to help keep that bacteria down, but it also enhances flavor at that point. Hand chopped all this meat rather than run it through the grinder. Definite labor of love. But then to separate the yolk off that egg and to present it with that yolk on top, and then we ate it with crackers. Her first bite, again, she was like, I don't want to say smug, but like very like, okay, like I'm doing this to make you happy.
Make you happy,
yeah. And then like to see her like eyebrow raise and be like, dang.
Okay.
Like I see what we're talking about here. I'm like, all right, yes. Awesome. So it's not something I do once a month. It's something that I do like when it's called for on the special occasion.
Yes.
If I have the means to do it. Could you do it with a different piece of meat? Off the rear hind quarter, you could do the inside round. You could do the heart. I think again, John, again, I think he's really one that he's done the one with the heart as well.
Okay.
Just
sounds better. Heart tartar.
Heart tartar.
I like that.
So you could go with that route too, but those tenderloins, again, they seem to be that perfect size. So if you get that glorious sensation, shoot, like Eric, you should have, when you shot it right out here, went and got it with the bucket and drove it here. It was still warm. That's the moment you strike on making tartar.
Tartar, yes. Well, Colton is our. Wait, I'm mixing them up. Tartar's the diced. Carpaccio is just like
Carpaccio is the one. Yeah, that's the sliced, and then you pound that one out.
Carpaccio.
Yeah,
that's what Colton's. Yeah, Colton's in love with that. Like,
yes,
he's got that process just dialed.
Oh, beautiful. I have not done that one yet.
Yes,
because again, I'm trying to think. Like again, it's super cold. I'm trying to think.
Basically frozen, I think, is what he recommended.
Yeah.
And just slice it just razor thin.
And then you even beat it out on and then you sprinkle it with the oil.
Yeah.
Then you hit it with capers,
arugula.
several other arugula, make it into
a
meat salad. That's where I like this going. And dude, shoot, Colton, next time you make that up, I got to meet Colton and I want his dish at the same time.
It works. It works real well. But again, it's something that you need to plan for.
Absolutely.
And like it can't. What am I trying to say? It's very situational. Like you can't just decide I want Carpaccio.
This will not get you. Yeah, this will not get you out of the rut. This is down in Flavortown that we're talking. You've already been rolling with that snowball.
Yes.
You got a few wins under your belt.
Yes.
That's when you bring that out. So when you're a frequent flyer in that kitchen and you're looking for that adventure.
Yes,
that's what you're going.
Tartar,
Everybody wants the backcountry adventure. Like again, tartar, carpaccio. That's as deep backcountry as you get when it comes to the culinary world.
Yes, but it's fancy. It's fancy as hell. It's so good. So, well, dude, unfortunately, we're right about time. So
I tell you, time flies when you're having fun.
It flies. It flew. So we're gonna pick this up on part 2. So head over to Huntivore and check out part 2.
Absolutely.
I don't know when. Soon.
Hopefully. I don't have anything in queue, so it'll be
soon. Yes.
It'll be very soon.
So yeah, and just to drop more hints at that, well, we're going to talk more about like some different stuff we can use for ground meat. We're going to dip into some soups and stews, pun intended.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness.
And then a couple just general thoughts and ideas that I had.
Absolutely.
Well, at least one. I'm hoping you have more.
Oh, gotcha. I am always full. I'm always full of tidbits that we can expand on.
Well, we'll catch you there soon. So
awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much. This has been an absolute pleasure.
Sir. No recipes tonight. because we just talked about a ton of them. So write in. Yeah, tell us what you're doing to get out of the ruts. And we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.
Oh, I kept forgetting about that I had a camera, so there's going to be like 4 minutes of me, or like 4 points that I actually look at the camera. Gotcha.
I think when you had to go get the cracker.
Oh yeah, when I got my retrieved my salmon.
But I